Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So we have had so much wind the past yesterday and today. And unfortunately it's just this miserable hot wind. It's like an August wind. And we are supposed to be getting storms tomorrow and the next day or so. Not too keen on the idea of extreme weather, but I am definitely hoping that we get some rain. Definitely hoping we get some tomorrow. I have something outdoors on Thursday, so I'm hoping we have a little bit of a break when that comes about. But, you know, it is what it is. You can't control the weather. And so we'll just have to work with it. But I have been taking down all of my Sukkot outdoor decorations because I don't want things going flying. I was hoping I would be able to leave that out until Thanksgiving when all of the family is going to be here. I thought it'd be really nice to be able to sit out there and, you know, sit underneath the sukkah and just enjoy the decorations and maybe have a little campfire in the pit out there. But it doesn't look like that's going to be able to happen because there's no way I'm going to leave all that stuff out there with the potential for nasty weather. And, you know, if we're getting this much wind already and the storms aren't here yet, I can only imagine. So that's pretty much all I've been doing today is loading up all that stuff. I've got baskets of decorations. I've got to pull my totes out and put those away. But real quick, I actually just wanted to talk about my headscarves very briefly. Now, I have talked in the past about my headscarves, about why I wear them, why I started wearing them, and all of that. And so I'm not going to rehash that story. If you're interested, I'll put a link to that in the video description down below or up here in a card or something, so you can watch that if you're interested. Now, in that video, I mentioned how I had felt drawn to headscarves for ages and how there were many times where I tried to tie one. I couldn't figure it out. I just, I would try a different one. It would fail. It was ridiculous how many scarves I'd tried and how often I had tried doing this. But what really was the game changer for me were these pre-tied headscarves, and I never even knew there was such a thing until one day I was on Instagram. And if you're on Instagram, they will, in the regular feed, they will suggest things for you, people you don't follow, but things they think you might want to see. And there was a reel of this, channel or whatever called Wrapunzel. And it's Rapunzel with a W, like a wrap. And they were talking about pre-tied scarves, and I'm like, what? So I immediately went on there, checked out their website, ordered like 2 just to see if I would like them. As soon as the mail lady brought them, I ripped open the package, I put one on, and I went straight to the computer to order a couple more. Now, I will tell you, several weeks ago, I saw a kit that they made available. It was just these beautiful autumn colors. I believe it was called the Sarah Rivka kit. I loved it. And I thought, oh, I'm going to branch out and I'm going to try this kit. And so I had ordered it. Now, I've only done it once. And it's a little fancy for me, but I was actually able to successfully do a fancy tie, and I'll show you the picture here. I did this back on Feast of Trumpets. I thought, it's a special day, why not try a special tie? And I was so happy I was able to do that. But my go-to scarves for pretty much every day are these pre-tied, super easy scarves. They take no tying skills. If you can put on a hat, you can put one of these on. Friends, I'm happy to be partnering with Sanctified Supply Company. They are the people who make all of those great Biblical Feast t-shirts that you often see me wearing, and several more of the shirts that I have. You can find the link to their website in the video description down below and check out all of the things that they make. And when you shop there, you can save 10% if you use my discount code Cornbread. Go check them out. The one that I'm wearing here is called, I think think it's called Denim Dreams or something like that. This is another one that I have, and I don't remember the name of this one, maybe Wine Country or something. I do know that both of these are currently available on their website. Their inventory, you know, what they offer does change quite a bit. But when I looked as of this filming, these two were both available. This is one of the newer ones that I just got. But these pre-tied scarves, and I've talked about them a little bit, but just in case you haven't seen them, they're basically just like a square scarf that's been folded in half into a triangle and look like it's tied to behind your head. So you've got the two tails that would be the ties. They're connected with some elastic at the back of the neck. On the top, at the front by the forehead, you've got the sewn in nose slip headband. And then in the back and on top, you've got two layers, just like a normal square scarf. But the under layer is attached with the elastic back here. It's gathered up a little bit. And then the top layer just hangs loose like that. And like I said, if you can put on a hat, you can put one of these on. But what's really great about these pre-tied that I kind of figured out is you can also style them in different ways. And you can see right here, what I have currently is this twisted rope that I have on the side. And I'll show you how to do that here in just a minute. But let me go ahead and take it apart. And I'm just going to show you a couple of different ways that you can style these pre-tied scarves from Wrapunzel. And there are other brands, other companies that make these. And I do have a few from some other companies, but I will tell you these ones are my favorites. So again, you have the two ties as though you had tied a square scarf behind your head. You've got the outer scarf layer that just hangs down. The under one has the elastic down there. And then the two tails that come in the front. So of course you can wear your scarf just like this with the two tails in the front. But if you are very active and doing a lot of things, caring for little ones or gardening or anything else, you might not want these in the front and in your way. You might want them contained a little bit. So one of the ways that you can do that is you can take your tails and just tie them right over the back and just kind of keep it out of the way. And you can do that if you're in a hurry, I suppose. But if you want it to look a little bit more tidy, you would take the top outer piece, get it out of the way for a second, take your two tails, tie them underneath just like that, and then bring the tail back down. And now everything's out of your way, but you still have all the volume to the back and that nice kind of flowy scarf look. So you've got those two ways of doing it, but there's one way in particular that has really been my go-to everyday way of styling these, and that's just because it's been so incredibly hot. I've been doing a lot outside. I do live in Arkansas, and so the style I'm going to show you here is what I do the most currently, and that is my back knot, or low bun, if you want to call it that. Now, I don't use any volumizers or shapers or anything like that. I just have my hair in a simple bun, a loose clip that just keeps it all contained. And I have that bun down here near my neck at the back of my head. And so now I'm just going to take, you've got this loose piece here, the underside has the elastic. I'm going to take my thumbs and I'm going to go underneath the elastic, and I'm going to take my fingers and I'm just going to gather up the outer scarf and tuck it up underneath there, just like that. And then I'm going to take my two ties, I'm going to crisscross them down underneath my bun, which you can feel it's right there. I'm going to wrap around the bun. I'm going to tie it at the top, just like that. Now, I'm not going to pull it too tight because I don't want to make anything tight back here, and I don't want to pull it off the top of my head. I'm just going to take these two tails, I'm going to bring them down underneath, and I'm going to tuck them up under the elastic. Now if they're long enough, you could tie them down here as well and then tuck the tails, the ends underneath. But it just depends on how long your tails are, how big your bun is, and all of that. But this right here is pretty much my go-to everyday way of styling these pre-tied scarves. Again, it keeps everything out of my way. You know, when I'm playing with the grandbaby, caring for her, working in the garden, feeding the animals, all the things, I have nothing in my way. And I have nothing on my neck when it's 110 degrees outside. All right, and then the last thing I'm going to show you is what I had there at the very beginning, and the little side rope kind of style. So let me undo all of this. All right, so to do the side rope, all I'm going to do is take one of my ties, whichever side you want your rope to be on, take the opposite side, go underneath the scarf, bring it over so that they're both on one side. Then I'm going to take my two tails and I'm going to start twisting them. And I'm going to twist them nice and tight all the way down to the tip, just like that. And I'm going to do the other one, and I'm going to do them in the same direction. So if I'm going to go to the right with one, I'm going to go to the right with the other. If I'm going to go to the left, I'm going to go to the left with the other. They need to be in the same direction. Okay, so now I've got two nice tight ropes here. And as you can see, they're both kind of twisted to the left. And to make them go together, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. So I'm going to go over to the right. So if you twisted to the left, you're going to wrap to the right. If you twisted to the right, you're going to wrap to the left. I'm going to twist them around each other. And when I get down to the end here, I'm just going to tie like I'm going to tie a bow. Like that. I'm going to take the longer piece, going to kind of pull down, make a point with it. The shorter piece, I'm just going to take and stick it up into the twist and kind of camouflage it. And there you go. Just like that. And that'll stay all day long. All right, so there you go. Pre-tied scarves and a few different ways that you could wear them. Again, I just started wearing these a few months ago, and just these are some of the ways that I have found that I enjoy styling the pre-tied scarves. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. And again, if you want to know the why of me wearing the scarves, you can find a link to that video down below as well. So thanks for joining me here again at the homestead. My name is Constance from Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and I'll talk to y'all next time.